Welcome back, and today we are going to create the canvas still frame for this billboard of 10 by 12. 10 by 12 means 10 will be this way and 12 will be straight up. Now we want to define the points that will help us in creating the canvas still frame for this billboard here. Now let me press Alt D on my keyboard here so that I'll be able to snap on this point here. This point is absolute at the center of this particular column. Now I want to offset it to this side by 5 meters and the other side by 5 meters. Then I offset it up to provide a ground clearance of 6 meters at the bottom of the steel frame or the steel canvas frame. Now I'll select that point. So the moment I select on that point, I'll right click and come to special copy here, then pick on linear. So once I've done so, I'm going to give it an offset along the XYZ plane. And prior to invoking any copy command or move command, first of all, take into account the location and the orientation of your XYZ plane. So in this particular case, it favors our condition. Now I'm going to y-axis here. So under y-axis, I'm going to feed in 5 meters because we need a 10 by 12 steel canvas frame. Now I'm going to prefix my dimension with a negative sign here. So I'll type a negative sign there. So I'll go ahead and click copy right there, then close that. So if I zoom out, I'll be able to see a point on this location. So I can go ahead and copy this all the way by 10 meters, or I can just go to the same spot and give it an offset of 5 meters. So since this is still active with copy command, I'm going to just right click on this, then come to special copy and pick on linear. So under linear on X or on Y axis, it will be positive. So I'm going to just type 10 meters and without prefixing it with any signs, either negative or positive. So in this particular case, since we are moving along the positive direction of y-axis, I don't need to prefix it with a negative sign there. So I'm going to click copy. So if I close that and zoom out, I'll be able to see my point on the other end. So we want to copy these points because as it is at 0, level. So let me just press Alt once again. And if I turn this round like this, you'll be able to see our points are at absolute 0 level. Now I want to give it an offset upward by 6 meters. The 6 meters provides a ground clearance whereby a car or a vehicle can pass without interfering with the steel frame. Now I'm going to press Control and select on that, then right click and come to special copy, and I'm going to copy it upward by 6 meters. So I'm going to use the z-axis here, but we have to reset everything to absolute 0 coordinate. So I'll come to z-axis here, then just type 6 meters, then I'll go ahead and click a copy. So the moment I click on copy, I'll have my points in place. So the ones at the bottom end here becomes absolutely useless. So we can go ahead and delete them. So will be the one on top here will be much useful to us. So we want to copy them upward by 12 meters high. Now I'm going to right click once again and come to special copy and pick on linear, then come to z-axis here and I'll type 12 meters high. Then go ahead and click on that button copy. Then the points, the 2 points will be copied upward here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to follow these points to create my frame. And prior to that, and which you have to take into account, we have to undo everything here so that we go back to our initial points. Now, our frame or our canvas frame will be tilted at an angle like this, so that if installed on a junction, it will be able to serve a huge viewership. Now we want to tilt these points. So from here, I'm going to give it an offset of 200. Right, I'll right click and come to special copy here. Then I'll take into account the location of my XYZ plane. So in this particular case, I want to copy it along the X-axis. So I'll reset everything and go to X-axis, and I'll prefix this dimension with the 200. 200 millimeter and go ahead and click OK. So the moment I click OK, you'll be able to see a point here. The same thing, I'm going to copy it on the other end, but I'll get rid of this negative sign and click copy once again, and we'll have that point on the other end, but it has been copied on the same point because the distance is the same. So I have to change this to 400 because I need that 400 on the other end. So that is it. But it seems slightly all the way a little bit long. So I'm going to get rid of that. So instead of doing that, I'll right click and come to special copy once again, and I'll just pick copy, and I want to copy it from that spot to that spot. Let me just mouse over that spot and place it right there. So I have the 2 points here. So the points I wanted is just this distance. So this is 200, I mean approximately 400 there. So let me just snap on that spot and snap on this spot here, and we can confirm that that is 400 millimeter. So that's exactly what we wanted. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going also to offset this point this way on my on the negative direction of X. So I'm going to select on this. So I'm going to go to special copy and pick on linear. Then I'll go on the x-axis here, reset that, then come here and just feed a meter, and go ahead and click copy. But prior to that, check the direction of x-axis. So I'll have to prefix that with a negative sign, then go ahead and click copy. So the moment I click on copy, I'll now work with these points here. I'll get rid of these, get rid of that, and get rid of the initial one. And so if I turn it around, you'll be able to see they're not in a straight line. It's kind of at an angle. So this is the tilt that we need for our canvas steel frame. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to now copy this upward by 6 meter as we did previously. So I'm going to select on that, and I'm going to move it up, special move, and I'm going to move it up by 6 meters. So let me just give it some time to let it come. The dialog box of move distance by distance comes up. So I'm going to type in here 6 meter. Then I'll pick it up from the upper position. So the distance beneath this is just the ground clearance, so that the billboard does not interfere with any passage or the passage of any vehicle or any moving object or anything. So let me just right click once again and come to special copy here once again and come to 12 meters along the Z axis. Then I'll just type 12 meters right there and click OK. I'll close, and if I come here, I'll be able to now create my frame. I'll come to steel, then come to steel beam, then I'll just go straight and start placement of my steel. Yes, start placement of my steel. Then if I zoom on that spot and I give it some time, if I zoom out, I'll be able to see I have my steel frame in place. So if I turn it like that, I'll be able to have my steel frame in place. So another thing we have is this is tilted at an angle. So we have to take into account the orientation of that particular angle. So let's meet then on the next presentation, and I'll show you how we can we can come up with a complete frame of our canvas. So let's meet then. Bye bye.